So let's talk about Bryce Young, the consensus 103 rookie in Superflex drafts this offseason. Is struggled this year, very much so. He's 25th in points per game. He's outside the top 30 in fantasy points per drop back, air yards per attempt. A lot of the stats we look at for quarterbacks, he just has not been good. And is it his fault? No, not necessarily. But it's the situation playing into him struggling. So moving forward, where do we go with Bryce Young? Currently, he is the QB 17 on Keep Trade Cut, which is the equivalent value of a 2024 late first or 2025 late first. It's a little higher with 2025, but that's his value range. Now, do you think he's worth it paying that? Well, it's an interesting proposition, right? Because he's a rookie quarterback, and he was so highly thought of for his decision-making, his ability just to hit balls accurately, and basically to extend plays to make kind of magic happen. Like, those are kind of the traits that Bryce Young possesses. It's just like, he's able to process really easily, he sees things smoothly, and he's able to execute those. And he's able to avoid sacks, too, which is also a very good trait. This is the opposite of Justin Fields, right? This is the thing that sends plays, but their offensive line is one of the worst in football, and they have one of the worst wide receiver cores in football. They did. They added Adam Thielen, and thankfully they did, because if they didn't have Adam Thielen, I don't know if they'd have a quality NFL wide receiver on that roster. They signed Miles Sanders in the offseason. That was a big disaster. He's been one of the worst quarterbacks in football. So Bryce Young is in a situation that is not good. And the problem is, they don't have their 2024 first-round picks because they traded it to go get Bryce Young, right?
What?
They're in a difficult situation. They're likely going to have to overpay for a wide receiver, or they're going to have to trade for one. Realistically, they should have traded Brian Burns when they could have got multiple first for him. That's neither here nor there. It's too late now. You can't do anything about that. So where do we go for Bryce Young in Dynasty? Well, for me, he's one of the few players in that range, along with Will Levis, who can significantly gain value. Because they're rookies and they hold the age insulation from being young. If they start showing promise like Will Levis did, their value shoots up. Now, Levis has come back down. He's QB 16, QB 17, right, with Bryce Young? But you see that. So if we start seeing traits from Bryce Young, his value is going to significantly rise. So he's one of the few guys that can, you could pay that late round one cost, and he could triple his value. So if you're looking for a quarterback, and this is exactly the buy I made in Dynasty, my team had Russell Wilson, we had Kirk Cousins. Lost Kirk Cousins. We had Tyson Bagent. We had Danny DeVito, those guys that on the roster, but I don't have our quality quarterback. So instead of holding on to that pick, I sent the 2025 first-round pick, which I expect to be late, and I'm banking on Bryce Young being good. It could tank my, it could literally, this is a risky-ass bet, because if he struggles next year, it's going to lose that insulation. But I think Bryce Young is a very interesting asset moving forward. So if you want to go get him, now's a very, easy price point to pay for potential superstar quarterback.